Welcome back to Mudstacle TV, week 6, the final. It lived up to everything we wanted. Had some epic performances, and the way the 3 people at the end, they just powered through it. Absolute animals. We've got Miller here, the winner. Coming in, Miller, the Miller smash. Do the face.
Oh, I don't know if I can do it on demand. It's kind of an involuntary thing, but okay.
Now, what I loved about it, we've seen Miller serious, we've seen her Miller smash, we've seen it a little bit cheeky, and then we saw a new face I've never seen before in my life, which is everyone stood seriously. They then announced that Miller's got the quickest time. She knows that she can't gloat, but she's there going... trying not to smile, but inside she's clearly going, fucking yes, fucking Miller. During the show, they showed most of what happened in that episode, except the interrogation. There was quite a few. It wasn't that long, not that many minutes. Was there a lot missing out that you went through?
Yeah, there was. So there was a lot of repetitive just stress positions and stuff, but there were a few sort of cheeky little twists in interrogation. So, for example, there was one exercise where they planted additional people amongst the group. So it wasn't just the contestants in there.
Were you blindfolded?
You were blindfolded, so you didn't realise. And they basically had a sort of line out. And this guy was sort of saying, put your hand up if you want a blanket. And you could feel the person next to you lift their hand. And you sort of assumed it was one of the other contestants. But they had apparently planted all these people in there. So stuff like that. They were like, put your hand up if you want a blanket, put your hand up if you need the loo. And I came out with some terrible line because I didn't really want to put my hand up because I thought that might make me look, like vulnerable. Yeah. But I really needed the toilet. So when they were like, put your hand up if you want the toilet, I just sort of said really lamely, like, Claire Miller. So that someone would come and take me to the loo.
Because I knew before the show, I'd spoken to Steve, and people had said that he'd said too much. But actually, he really didn't say that much at all. He just answered water at a time when there could have been some confusion if it was even happening and started yet.
Do you want any water now? Do you want some water now?
Water. You'd like some water? Yes? Good.
Was that the only time you think he kind of let his guard down, or were there others?
Yeah, I agree. Like, it was a minor chink in the armour, like tiny, really. But I don't know if there was many others because obviously we didn't see each other. But I think I know that he did sort of say, like, I'm afraid I cannot answer that question, sir, rather than like, I cannot answer that question, sir. And these tiny little things, if you add them, actually, like, they get noticed by these guys because they're experts and they're looking for that little shake of the head or anything that will give anything away. And so you had to just be completely deadpan and just say, I cannot answer that question, sir, without any expression. And you just couldn't let on, at all a positive or negative answer.
What's your nationality?
I can't answer that question, Mum.
Where are you from?
I can't answer that question, Mum.
What date of birth?
6th of February, 1984.
84, so how old are you?
I can't answer that question, Mum.
You're freezing, aren't you? Do you want me to get a blanket for you?
I can't answer that question, Mum.
Now look up. Found something up there to look up, have you? I'm over here! Claire, get your fucking grid looking at me. Now you can take the piss out of this shop fuck as much as you want. You can sit there rubbing yourself and rocking like some silly little fuck. But I am proper, and I do mean proper. I'm up here, Claire, so fucking help me. Stop taking the piss. Your little fantasy world is gonna fucking stop, and you're gonna take a big fucking jump right down the fucking rabbit hole! Look at me. Look the fuck at me! Think about it. Decision time.
And then, main question to finish us off. What was the first thing you did when you came out of the camp? Food, bath, sleep.
Deodorant. Seriously. Immediately I stank.
Well, hopefully you can sense that at home, because even when she's fresh, it's pretty awful.
Every challenge I've been given, I've not worried about the time. Just made sure that I ain't gave up and just plodded along like a little tortoise and got there in the end, Soldiered through. It's pride now, isn't it? If you give up now, you might as well give up on the first day. I'm not even turned up. So for me, it's all about just getting myself through the hurt locker, through the pain, through all the different emotions, and just keep going.
You've
been wanting this the whole series. You've got Gatenby on board. I think of anyone in the show, he's won the hearts of the nation. He, from the beginning of the show, was the penultimate round of Rocky in Rocky 4, but then he kicked the shit out of the Russians. That's how it goes down with Gatenby. So welcome, Gatenby. How did you find it?
Tough, mate. It was very tough. I'm real with it. The whole experience was ridiculous.
What was the hardest bit for you?
The hardest bit was definitely, I was training SES, yeah. Unreal, yeah. No food, no sleep.
He's still not recovered, clearly.
10 minutes, 15, 16, 17, 18.
See, one thing that you didn't realise at home, Gatenby was actually fueled throughout the whole of the show with jaffa cakes that were secreted in the bin by...
Secreted? Can we go through that?
It is secreted. Do you understand why I said that word later? So they're put in there by...
Flintoff, come on.
Flintoff.
He was like my lucky charm, yeah? I'm lying in the tent, I'm like down and out, yeah, like proper knackered, yeah, no food, no anything, yeah? He comes in, he unzips his tent, he goes, Gatenby, what's going on? I'm like, mate, I'm in a bad way, yeah? Let's go to the toilet and look at the bin, yeah? I've got a present there for you. I'm like, he's don't lie to me, yeah? He's like, no, go to the toilet and look in the bin. So he runs in there, yeah? Goes into the male toilets, right? Opens up the bin, yeah? And I see loads of like tissue paper all over in the bin. I'm like, what's going on? So I back a box of jaffa cakes, yeah? I'm like, oh! So I pulled out a box of jaffa cakes, yeah? Starts eating them. I had someone come and so I threw the jaffa cakes back in the thing, right? And then Doran come in, yeah, and because everyone was like everyone was down and out, and the bodies were failing, yeah, he got a bit of a knob rot, right? His knob started actually decaying, yeah, because his body was so run down, right? And I watched him walk into the toilet, yeah. He started washing his willy in the sink, and I was like, "Geez, what are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, don't mind me." I was like, "Well, when was the last time we done that?" He was like, "About 10 minutes ago." He went, "Darren." He dried his willy with a bit of tissue, and he threw it in the bin. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Mate, there's a couple of jaffa cakes in there. You can carry on."
Did you finish him?
No, he finished him. Yeah, as soon as I knew there was knob rot on the jaffa cake, yeah, Darren finished him off. Like that was it. That was me done.
Wash daily, Darren. Wash daily.
It is important at all times your levels of standard cleanliness in your tents must be top level, or there'll be punishment.
Directing staff, or DS, have ordered recruits to ready the camp for an early inspection.
So we've got a special treat now. We've got Steve, one of the DS's. He was there throughout the show. You'd have seen him in the background, but what you didn't see was whenever the cameras turned off, these guys were coming and geeing us up. They're giving us words of advice, really helping us, especially with the Navy SEALs. They just didn't want anyone to go out to the Americans. But from your perspective, Steve, coming into it, what did you think everyone was going to be like, and did they live up to your expectation, or was it different?
Well, the first thing, when the people came in and we had the assessment weekend, it was really great to see people that we felt that wasn't really up to the standards what we required for. But as the weekend went on, we could see some certain standards in them. But when you actually came in for the show itself, it was something that perception was a great thing, because what we perceived was totally different to the people that took part. Honestly, the respect we got from day one for you guys and what you were going through was second to none. And that began to get stronger and stronger throughout the show, because you could see it was two ways then. So it was an absolute pleasure to work with all of you. You know.
From the people, who would you say surprised you the most?
Who surprised me the most? Well, I got affection to the over 50s, being the oldest DS there, and I used to call them the Silver Foxes. And there was a story going on because I wanted the Silver Foxes to do well. Hunters and your parish and so forth. It was amazing to watch these individuals, not only for their age, but their determination and grit and courage to get through the show at that age. And I thought that was unbelievable. You know.
Well, thanks for coming on Mudstacle TV, and from all of the contestants, thanks to you and all the DS staff, it really, really helped. And just having someone who you know's been through it give you a word of confidence or give you a little bit of advice, it really, really did make a difference when you're in low or you're tired. So thank you so much.
I'd just like to say on behalf of the DS staff, we have got so much respect for the people, and it was very difficult on the show to say that, but we had a pleasure working with you, and you know, the overall winner with Miller there, which you heard the end of the night, was a fantastic achievement for her. And from us, well done, and hope one day our paths cross again. Thank you very much.
We've got man of the show. He's tweeting out live on the show. Mr. Bent. How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. Loved the last episode.
I think it was the best one. It's almost like the X Factor final where they make everyone look good. It's huge positivity and so much love.
Yeah, I think they made me and Hugh look like legends, and then Claire a legend above legends. I think that was awesome.
So were you ruined by the last show, or did you have a little bit left?
Well, right at the end, I looked at Claire Miller and I just said, we can go 12 more days of this. This is like, we can go. And then when they say it's over, and your body, then your mind switches off, and your body starts to kind of come into your consciousness. You realise what a horrible state you're in.
And how has it been? How has it been since? I mean, when you came out, have you been able to just get straight back into normal life, or physically have you been wrecked? I mean, what's it been like?
I still think physically I'm still way below par, just because of the amount of muscle you must have consumed to kind of survive that. And oh god, nightmares about it. And I said to a few people asked me about what I was doing the obstacle race the other day. It's not even on the same scale. It can't even.
Now, as one of your rewards for doing so well in the show, I've hired you for the evening, an underage. But I only had 10p, so 10 seconds. That was it. That was it.
I mean, it was enough for me. It's fine.
Oh yeah. So you really struggled.
Yeah, struggled afterwards, and even just like now is. I don't know, Gatenby, Miller, they're the same. Like doing a race, it doesn't compare with it. So we're struggling to get back into that normal life that we thrived on before, because you've gone through this thing that was just so much bigger than anything you've ever experienced in your whole life, basically.
So that's the end of Mudstacle TV. It's been one hell of a ride. Thank you for watching. The show's been fantastic. We're going to be back with the SAS show on Channel 4 soon. We think that's going to be fantastic. We know some of the candidates going in it. It's obviously not going to be as badass as the one we've been through, but we'll be there for that. So tune in next time. Thanks for watching. No, we're not interviewing Miller too much here, because she's actually, when she came out of the camp, she went home to pee. Pounded for about 17 hours. Straight after that though, Pete then had some pillow talk with her. So we're going to cut to those questions. Boy, is it sexy.
Can I just say one thing? Can
Yeah, of course.
Can we end it? Yeah. Can I see you do 10 press-ups, mate? I don't believe you can do it.
Even with a bad
Can I do 10 press-ups, Hellard? I want to call it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on, legend!
5, 6, 7,
Legend!
8, 9. 10. Come on! Come on!